A long fucking day, nice and cold, a little crazy, but it's all good. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Keyboard Warriors. It's episode 81, 19 away from the big old 100. My name is Eddie Law. I am your host out of Dayton, Ohio. Fred Kirby from California. He's actually cold. He's Jesse Rubacava. All right, fellas. So we were gonna leave with other shit, but I kind of want to talk about this because it happened in the last 2-3 hours. So you guys have heard the story about Floyd Mayweather, negotiating with the UFC, right? Saying he can make $1 billion and all that shit. Fair enough.
Yep.
Then he cleared it up saying that he wasn't talking about fighting in the UFC. And like clockwork, good old Conor McGregor posts a picture of himself with his 2 belts with the caption "pussy." Did you buy this shit at all, Fred, with this whole Floyd's comment? Look, I didn't at all. I was just like, this is stupid. But did you think there was anything there? Or do you think maybe there's still something there?
Listen, I'm not willing to admit that there's still nothing there. I mean, look, is it probably bullshit? Yeah, more than likely. But God damn it, lest we not act like we don't live in a world in which Conor McGregor just boxed Floyd Mayweather, in which WME owns the UFC and will do some wild, outlandish things. I mean, listen, if I had to bet one of my kids' lives on it, I'd say no. But if it came out 2-3 weeks from now that this is a serious thing and they're trying to line him up with, I don't know, some sort of fucking dumpy striker or some sort of fucking stupid, I don't think they'll give him Conor or something, but could I imagine them doing something like they did with Herschel Walker or some shit?
Right.
Maybe for a huge money grab. And listen, the one little prick on fucking Twitter, what's his name? Front Row Brian.
Yeah.
I read a tweet that he had put out saying that, this might be something that Floyd would actually do because it doesn't tarnish his boxing record.
Right.
He gets to get another big bag. And if he does lose in MMA, who really cares? He's 41 years old. We all expect him to lose. As long as they don't put him in there with somebody that's going to fucking elbow his face into oblivion. I don't know. It wouldn't be the craziest thing that we've seen happen this goddamn year.
Oh yeah, sure enough. But look, it's not. It's just, there's just nothing to me. There's just nothing there. There's no substance to think that he would actually step in and risk losing, right? But
what's he losing?
Right. Exactly. No, fair enough. Right. That makes sense. But I don't think he wants to He wants to go out. I think it's like the biggest winner ever. I think it's just one of those things. But Jesse, here's my thoughts on this. If you're gonna do this shit and you're gonna put him in the cage with somebody, the only name I could think of that makes any sense is CM Punk. What do you think?
So you want CM Punk to die. This time, instead of getting submitted, he's gonna get KO'd. No, you know what? That wouldn't even make sense because CM Punk than Floyd. I don't think that would even register as a good idea. You know what? Who was it that we were talking on Twitter today that didn't buy the load of crap from Dana White's mouth? Was it Joey Tremendous?
Yeah, Joey earlier today after that guy takes like mad breaks off of Twitter. But when he comes back on, he puts out gems. He did something like that. Like Dana's always full of shit or something like that. I don't know.
Right. Like the only confirmation I think was his tweet was coming from Dana's mouth, and he had said, do we believe Dana White at this point? And the answer is obviously no. Dana White's a promoter, and whatever he can do to keep something in the spotlight, say for example Conor McGregor, he's gonna use whatever he can. So I mean, talking about Floyd, then everybody talks about Conor. As you put it, right away he put up a tweet. So I think this is more of like just keeping the golden goose, in the spotlight. So we remember, oh yeah, Conor, yeah. So when he eventually does whatever he's gonna do, it's gonna sell. But I mean, at this point, who cares? I mean, Jesse, I think this is more in line. What?
Do you really think they need a Floyd Mayweather threat to keep Conor McGregor as wanted by the Irish Mafia, for Christ's sakes? I don't think we need nothing to keep that little prick's fucking name in the news. I think there's a little smoke here. A little bit.
Wait. I'm going to give you credit, though, Fred. I think that this is more along the lines of that Zuffa boxing. And I think people are getting it twisted in saying that Floyd Mayweather is going to do something in the UFC. I think this is more along the lines of Dana and Floyd doing something for Zuffa Boxing and getting together and doing something pretty big. I think that's what we should get our attention to instead of Mayweather in the UFC. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
That's an interesting point, Jesse. That's a really interesting point. I could definitely see something like that happening. Dana White's already said that he found Floyd and his team unusually easy to work with. And like you said before, I do think that Dana White's going to take this whole Zuffa boxing thing super seriously. So that's a pretty good point, man. Maybe that is what this is really about, and helping Dana get that going. Because listen, who fucking dislikes Bob Arum more than Dana White? Maybe Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you also have to think, Floyd has a huge stable of fighters that, you know, are under his contract. So, I mean, that's already a huge stable of fighters that you can bring up right away, put into big fights against other guys, and you're up and running right away.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. And then you only get about 4 or 5 guys to sign, and you're literally off to the fucking running.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, look, and I'm kind of with you guys on that. If Floyd comes over to Zuffa, it's going to be boxing, right? I don't think it'll be UFC whatsoever. It's not MMA, right? That'd be fucking. To me, it'd be kind of crazy. I mean, last time we saw that was what's his name?
James Toney. Listen,
James Toney.
Listen. That being said, I think the more plausible thing is probably what Jesse said. I'm telling you, boys, right now, don't rule out Floyd getting in that goddamn cage, man. Money's a motherfucker, and $1 billion is a lot of money to generate on anything. I doubt it, but I don't put nothing past this new WME fucking world that we live in, Jack. Nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, and Mayweather did come out and say he's not doing it, that he's not going to be, you know, going to the UFC and fighting, but like you said, money talks, bullshit walks. So
right. Listen, they all said the same bullshit about Conor and Floyd. Floyd said he's the A side and he'll never do it for this amount of dollars. Dana White said that he'd be fucking quarterbacking for the Patriots. Lo and behold, if those cocksuckers didn't box in October or whatever the fuck it was. So,
all right.
You never fucking know.
All right. Let's talk about this last weekend, man. UFC Winnipeg with the, by the way, shout out to Gary Coaston. What up, dude? UC, Raider Japs in the building. Uncle Hank's drinking buddy. What's up, guys? So let's talk about this weekend, Winnipeg. I mean, like the biggest winner of the night was RDA. I mean, did anybody see that kind of a beating coming from I mean, well, he beat the shit. He just kicked the shit out of his legs. And then that like 48 punch combo that Lawler was just rolling with, that was insane as shit. Do you buy, Fred? Do you buy RDA at 170 now?
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. I mean, that's why I'm glad we do our own show. We ain't really fucking got no sponsors. We ain't got to worry about offending or pissing nobody off. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, God damn it. I've been saying it for years, and I'm telling you cocksuckers right now, you motherfuckers, mark my words. You put this goddamn shit down your history books. RDA is on steroids, okay? RDA is cheating. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Yeah, that I see everybody talking about that combination he threw. Are you guys fucking out of your mind? That motherfucker threw as hard as he could for like a minute straight and didn't slow down one iota. Fuck you guys. RDA he's on fucking steroids. I don't give a fucking shit when nobody says. And I don't give a shit that he hasn't been caught yet. He's clever and he's using some good strains. But I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker's cheating.
Oh, man.
Wow. You know what, Fred? So you're not giving his due of getting his guys in tip-top shape. The stuff that Nick Kerson does at Speed of Sport here in LA is probably the best strength and conditioning you can do in the world. A lot of people come from all over the world to work with Nick Kerson, and that's who RDA has in his corner, man. And you know what, Fred? Huh?
It's win this last fight.
No, he's had him for like a couple fights now.
Well, whatever, man. RDA has been fighting way above his potential for like 6 years now. Listen, no, fuck you guys. I
agree with you.
I went back to his Sure Dog thing on Kyle's show right after this, and we looked through his shit. Pull his shit up right now, Jack. I'll tell you right now, he fucking got knocked out by Jeremy Stevens in his first fight. He lost his second fight to somebody. He won a couple. He lost a fight to Gleason Gleison Tebow, however the fuck you pronounce that. Y'all remember Gleison Tebow, the huge 55er? After that, he went on a goddamn fucking unprecedented run. And I'm telling you, at that point in his career, that motherfucker.
All right, wait. After that fight, or actually right before that fight, is when he started working with King, elevated to what we see now. So that's where that correlation comes in. You know what, Fred? I get it. I understand.
That's
know what?
Way to look at
it. Everybody and their mama has said that RDA is due for a drop off, like Eric Silva drop off since USADA came in, and he still hasn't done it. What he did was he went up a weight class. That's a big thing, man. He was really killing himself to make that 155 weight. He's a big dude. So, I mean, I think what we're seeing is him actually reaching the potential of actually getting good training, good strength and conditioning, and actually not having to kill himself to make 155.
Yeah, well, fuck you. He looked like he was doing just great at 55, and he was cheating ass.
Yeah. Wait. Was he? Because he got killed by Eddie Alvarez, and then even though he was in tip-top shape to fight what's his name, El Cucuy in Mexico, he still didn't have enough to beat Tony. That's 2 beatings in a row of just guys that just were able to get him, and he just couldn't perform at that level at 155. And you see now he's able to do a 23-second punch combo on a guy that was just smiling at him the whole time, and everybody thought he blew his load, and yet he was still able to continue that fight, keep that same pressure, and win. I mean,
you don't find that a little ironic?
No, I don't.
Fair enough.
Where's my hat? Where's my RDA hat? It's somewhere.
Yeah, you're an RDA guy.
Yeah. No wonder you don't find it ironic. You're wearing a fucking hat with that prick's name on it.
Hey, but I agree with you, Fred. I agree with you. He was definitely performing a little weird for a while, even with the whole King's MMA and all that stuff. And I expected a drop off as well, just like everybody else did. But I mean, he's just gotten so much better, and the work he's doing with Nick Kerson, at Speed of Sport and everything, it just seems like it's coming together for the guy.
Jesse, where is he training now?
He's doing exactly what most high level guys are doing. He's doing his own training camp. Basically, he brings everybody in. I think he trains with what's his name, James Krause, and who else?
But he don't train at he doesn't have Kings anymore.
No, he's out of Kings. He's doing his strength and oh, you know what? He's at Ruka. He's at Ruka Gym.
Oh, okay. He's also training with Perillo, right?
Perillo, yeah.
Finally cleaned up King's Gym, so old RDA had to get on down the road where he could still take his special vitamins. Listen, goddammit, I'll tell you what. If that motherfucker ain't cheating, I will give RDA the most improved fighter of the goddamn decade award. Because I got to tell you, I just did not. The fucker surprises me every time, man. I mean, if he does fight Tyron Woodley next, I'll assume he'll get starched out in that fight, and the little prick will probably come in and beat the fuck out of Tyron. So, until he's piss hot, I guess I just got to admit that he's fucking a lot better than I thought he was. His aggression's on point. His striking's on point. He's a good enough grappler to not get held down. Mm-hmm. Fucker's pretty great, I guess. I mean, he seems like such a weird star, though, for some reason. I just can't accept him into my heart.
He looks like Frankenstein, man. Fuck that shit.
Man, it ain't that. Fedor was ugly, too. There's just something about RDA that don't. That's why I think he's cheating. It's my spidey sense won't let me accept him. There's something wrong about him.
All right. What do you think? What do you think about Colby Covington saying, "Come fight me for the interim belt"?
Brilliant. Of course. Listen, on Colby Covington, can I just say that he is such a cunt? I think I'm starting to turn the corner.
Right?
Now I'm like, you know what? I kind of like him. I'm almost starting to turn the corner on the prick. He's finally almost made me do a complete fucking 180 on him.
Look, it makes me want to see him fight somebody high level. What were you saying, Jesse?
No, you know what? How about Colby Covington and RDA do the Ultimate Fighter the next season?
No, what?
Oh my god!
No, stop that bullshit. Fuck that.
Well, okay. Here, but we have a problem in that division, don't we? The champ is now teetering between just having a procedure and clean or whatever's wrong with them, or having actual surgery and repairing whatever is wrong with them. But he keeps teetering and saying, "Oh, well, I just need to get scoped and everything, and it's fine, and I'll be good in a couple weeks." And then he goes, "Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna be out for a couple months. I need extensive surgery." So at this point, I mean, what are we gonna do, man? I agree with you guys. I think that Colby Covington RDA fight should be next. But I mean, what else are we gonna do in the meantime? Strip the title? What are we gonna do?
Nothing.
What are we talking? We got Jesus Christ. Sometimes we get a perfect scenario and we sit around acting stupid. Look, Tyron, you have to have surgery. Go have your surgery. Colby Covington, you've been being a cunt to Brazil for 3 months now. RDA seems to be Brazil's savior. I mean, what the fuck? WME, do I need to write the fucking check for you cocksuckers? Sign Colby versus RDA. Winner gets a title shot when Tyron gets back. Guaranteed.
Colby versus RDA in Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or wherever the fuck Colby's from. If we can find a few of his fans.
Oregon?
I don't know. Wherever. Florida. Take that motherfucker wherever he's got fans at. But yeah, that, Brazil would be great.
Yeah. Look, man, it's well, Covington, I don't mind. I don't hate him. I don't care to see him, like, hear him talk anymore, because it's like at this point it's getting annoying. He's repeating himself, right? But people are turning the corner. You're completely right. People are turning the corner, like, in numbers with Colby. Wanting to see him fight Tyron, wanting to see him fight RDA. Fuck it, make the RDA fight. Winner gets Tyron when his shoulder fucking whatever.
The RDA fight makes a ton of sense right now for like on every possible level, man. I mean, come on, what the fuck? It even makes sense in the standings, for Christ's sakes, like the rankings, which don't mean shit.
Is that the first time we're gonna have an actual rankings matchup that makes sense in a long time?
Oh, right. And there's like a kind of a legitimate beef and shit. I mean, this seems like a no fucking brainer, right? Like, come on.
All we need now is for RDA to be a fan of Star Wars.
For the record, I don't like Colby or RDA, but that's definitely the fucking fight to make.
Fuck it. Let's make it happen. All right. A lot of talk about UFC 219 coming up next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. And there's a lot. Obviously, the one fight we're looking at, besides the main event, Cyborg and Home, is Nurmagomedov, Khabib Nurmagomedov against Edson Barboza. And the first thought everyone was wondering is, will this motherfucker make fucking weight and show up? And Khabib's talking about his weight is perfect, but we've heard that before. Right before Tiramisu Gate and shit, and he fucking missed it big, right?
He's also not what weight he's at right now. A lot of people have asked him, and he's just said, "Oh yeah, I'm on weight. I'm good. He's not telling us what weight he's actually at. So I think it's a big problem, man. I don't think he's gonna make it.
No,
I don't think so.
Why?
You know what? It just seems to me like he's the John Jones effect. He's like killing himself in not doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know, he's like, he could be the number one pound for pound 155er in the world. He just can't get it under control to make weight. I mean, I just don't have faith in that he's gonna make weight. I just don't have faith in that.
No, well, shit. What are you gonna do? I mean, look, Fred, this guy was a huge name not too long ago. Everyone's talking about him against Conor. Him against Conor's got to happen in Russia. Him against Conor's got to go down. Bunch of injuries and miss weight later. He misses weight again, or he doesn't show up to fight, or even he loses his fight against Edson, which is there's a really good chance of that happening the way Edson fucking fights. Are you done with Khabib?
Well, listen, if he loses the fight, I'm not done with Khabib. No. If he does not make weight, I'm not done with Khabib. I will tell you this. If he doesn't make weight, I'm done with Khabib at 55.
Yeah.
My God, if RDA's funny ass can move up and do it, you done stomped RDA before, you can do it. This is definitely the last call for alcohol as far as 55 goes for Khabib.
Oh,
if you don't make the weight this time, bruh, we have been, I say it like I'm part of a team or some shit. The UFC, Dana White has been known to make motherfuckers move up who could not make the weight before. a la Kelvin Gastelum. So this is definitely the last call for that. If he makes the weight and he loses, I mean, what the fuck, right? It is what it is.
Shit, could be a 170, man. Super undersized. Raider asks, does Khabib train in Russia? Does he come here for camps? He trains at AKA still, right, Jesse?
Yeah, I think
he trains in Russia for most of his camp, and then I think he finishes off here at AKA. So, but I was gonna ask you guys, is this the most pungent case for a new weight division of 165? Seeing as how a lot of 55ers, making that transition to 70 is a pretty big jump. And if you could give them a 165, I mean, that would be a pretty good medium in between. And you just move Tyron Woodley and his funny ass up to 175.
No. Look, RDA just moved up to 70. And if the cute little prick's not cheating, he's having great results. And so Cowboy until he ran into Darren Till. I mean, no. If Khabib can't make 55, then he can probably have success at 70. If he can't win the belt there, well, that's just fucking sad, isn't it? I mean, what the fuck? It is what it is, I mean, no. I think the weight classes, I think the need for weight classes now, missing weight is a bit overblown. Fuckers, just stop missing weight. If you're too big for that weight class, move up. I mean, look at all the guys who are successful in doing it. Frankie Edgar, Robert Whitaker. I mean, there are plenty of exceptions to the rule to where you can just move up and be a little quicker, like it, No, fuck that. We don't need no more weight classes. No.
Eddie? Yeah. Come on, Eddie.
What?
This would be the best time for a 165 class to introduce it, because you have enough guys that are in-betweeners, and you could actually get a little bit more of a filled-in weight class of 165 and 175.
But hold on, bruh, what does that do to 55 and 70 though? I know they're deep, but then you got 3 mediocre fucking weight divisions instead of 2 stacked ones.
Wait. But you have to remember, like, more than half of the roster is at 155, man. Imagine being able to distribute that over 2 or 3 weight classes, and you actually get a lot more of these guys fighting more often. You get actually more stars coming out of those divisions because now they're able to fight more often. They don't have to cut as much weight to make 155. They're like, I agree with you, Fred. Like, but we also have to think as fans of what IMG or whatever, Endeavor, right? It's now Endeavor, right? Right, Ed?
Mm-hmm. Endeavor.
Okay, so Endeavor right now wants to pay back that loan. So more titles equals more pay-per-views equals more money. So if we're thinking of that way and something to appease the fans instead of some crap like Conor McGregor versus, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao or whatever, if we do something like that where we bring another class and we have a bunch of these other guys, really becoming stars, I mean, I think that would be the best for both worlds.
Look, fair enough. But the thing is, people are still going to fucking try to drop down to weight classes they don't even belong to, or they have no business being in, right? They're still going to do that shit no matter what they do. I think if you really want to solve this weight cut issue, you need to adopt what California's doing with that 10% fucking, the 10% rule they're using. Go with that if you really want to do something about it. But that's up to the commission, not the UFC.
Fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. If you cocksuckers die trying to cut weight, well, that makes you a dummy. We'll line another one up and we'll fucking still get. I mean, when guys miss their fights like one day out and then we don't get the fight, that's a bummer. But short of that, this idea that we need more weight classes to save guys from themselves, I'm sorry, but no.
Okay, then let's transition to, what was it, the co-main event then, when Josh Emmett knocked out. So I saw a lot of people hating on Josh Emmett for knocking him out and then celebrating because he missed weight by what, 3.5 pounds, right?
He came in at 148.5.
Right, which is what, basically 2.5 over the weight limit, right?
He also had a fight on like 12 days notice. Come on. Like, Ricardo Lamas probably don't give a shit, because if he didn't do that, he ain't getting paid. He better kiss his lucky stars that cocksucker took the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, you're looking at a small problem there, because look at what happened to Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott didn't get his show. He only got his show money, right? no win, nothing else. And if he had taken that fight, he was going to get 30% of his opponent, who probably was making what, like 10 and 10. So what was he going to get, like $1,500? And that's why Tim Elliott didn't take that fight. So if Ricardo Lamas hadn't taken that fight, I mean, would we be saying the same thing? Like, was for him to not take that fight? Like, to me, I just feel like Josh Emmett tried his best, didn't make weight. Oh well, he still won, and I don't see what the big deal is about everybody getting on his ass about his weight. Like Kirby said, I mean, he didn't have that much time to cut weight.
Right. On that point is this. I think, to me, if you're going to make a short notice fight, you're going to bring somebody on a 12 days fucking notice or something like that, you should have a catch weight in the contract ready to go. Like, look, this guy can't make weight. We're going to go to this weight. These are the financial stipulations, and that's what we're going to be at, just to be safe so we don't have to worry about this shit.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, he was what, 3.5 pounds over?
2.5.
2.5. Okay, listen, I know that is kind of a lot, and if you had a whole fucking training camp, that's unacceptable. God damn it, if I'm saving the fight so that you can get a payday and shit, I came as close as I could.
Yeah.
It's not like I came in 9 pounds overweight, holding a chicken wing, making a mockery of shit. He came close. I mean, fuck. And real talk, what does that really matter? Like, that 2 pounds, man, bro, he hit him with a fucking punch that stole his soul.
Nasty punch.
Man,
That hook.
Right. Like, that, nothing would have changed that.
100%.
So it doesn't really matter too terribly much in the grand scheme of the outcome of that fight.
You don't think so, Fred? Because think about it.
Fuck.
2.5 pounds. Like, ask Eddie. Ask anybody that cuts weight. 1 pound, 1 extra pound in a sauna, working out, that drains your body just so much. It's the effort of grinding those 2.5 pounds down. That 2.5 pounds that Ricardo Lamas had to do, that Josh Emmett didn't have to do. So his body didn't take that much of a beating, and he was, it's possible that he was fresher. He was able to, withstand more of the punches and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into cutting weight. That's not just like, oh, well, he was close enough. Like, it's that extra effort that, like, ask anybody that cuts weight. Pounds, even a pound, makes a huge difference on your body and how you recover and everything the next day.
Yeah. Sure it does, but when you get hit that hard with the motherfucking left right on your chin, listen, his boxing technique is what lost him that fight.
Yeah.
He got very hard with a very clean shot. I don't think that had fuck all to do with any of that. Listen, I understand your point. It is noted that 2 pounds is a massive advantage, and cutting that extra 2 pounds takes a shitload of your stamina away and can definitely affect your performance in the fight. But in this particular case, I think he just got thunderstruck, Jack.
Yeah. And word about Tim Elliott's opponent, Manga, I forgot his last name, or his full name, but he was off by like 5 pounds. That dude was gonna miss no matter what, and they knew it like the day before. And so Tim Elliott got upset. You think, but people get mad at Tim Elliott about not taking the fight. I kind of side with Tim Elliott on it. I think Jesse, you did too, right? But like, yeah. So it's like I totally understand why Tim Elliott didn't take the fight. Totally get it, right? Especially, I mean, Emmett just became a name because he knocked out Ricardo Lamas and he missed weight. Had the other guy done that to Tim Elliott gets $1,500 to lose a fight against an unranked guy who just made his UFC debut, right? And he just made a bunch of shit. He just basically made a name off Tim Elliott's name. So, two different situations on that, and it's kind of a shit problem to have, but it's kind of something you expect as far as like missing weight and shit goes.
I just feel like you can't get caught up on that kind of shit, though, man. If I'm a fighter,
right, and
I think I'm fighting for the gold, I feel like I'm the best in the world. Yeah, does the weight cut and shit matter? But it does. But if I'm a 45er and I'm the best featherweight in the world, I'm gonna be on weight regardless. And it's that kind of old school Chuck Liddell, Conor McGregor mentality. What the fuck? I know motherfuckers gonna hate me throwing Conor in there, but that's goddamn true. When shit got switched up and he had to fight Nate Diaz, he said, "You give me a name and I'm there." At the end of the day, you kind of got to have that. I don't care if you don't make weight. I'm still going to beat that ass. I'm the fucking best. My technique is better. At the end of the day, it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all those little things matter, but you can't fall back on any of them. You sign the paper. You got to take your payday. You show up. If you're the better man, you'll win.
Fair enough. Any other fights you guys want to talk about on that card? While I'm trying to pull this shit up.
It's a bit of a bummer that Perry lost, so we don't get him and Till. But you know, shout out to Ponzinibbio. Cute little prick did it again.
Yeah,
That was
dude.
Can I say how disappointed Serkinov losing another fight, which he was winning? Misha Serkinov losing another fight. I mean,
yeah,
a guy that was, in my opinion, a really, really good top prospect, and now he's dropped, what, 2 fights in a row? You know, he's not losing to chumps, but I mean, still, I mean, he was looking so good in that fight, and I thought, it was his to lose, and he obviously lost.
Glover does kind of remind me like the fucking like Rocky version or something. Like he always like low key looks like shit, even when he wins. He always somehow finds a way to low key look kind of terrible, and then somehow turn it around and low key look impressive. It's a very odd character, Glover is.
Getting beat down and then be able to finish the fight by TKO was impressive as shit. Right. But I mean, to me, it was the experience factor. Like he had his like right hand loaded the entire time, eating little like jabs and little shots from Serkinov, and then he just fucked his world up. It was beautiful. But I mean, as far as Serkinov goes, Jesse, what are you thinking next for that dude? I mean, it's kind of, he used to be this name that was way up here. Now he's like, obviously, like, you know, kind of on you know, diving right into the earth with his stock.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, like I said before, I mean, I was really high on Misha Serkinov, and I just don't know, you know, where to even put him anymore. I mean, you can't give him like a gimme fight because he's not really, I mean, he's just going to crush anybody that's a gimme fight, but you can't put him as a top contender because, I mean, he's proven that he just doesn't have, like, who was it? I think somebody was talking about it today. I was listening to a podcast that they were saying that it kind of seemed like he gave up once he got to the ground. He wasn't fighting for the position. He just kind of accepted what was happening, you know, and then it seemed like he was tapping before the referee even stopped the fight. So, I mean, it's like, is it a mental thing? Is it just like he's just lost that edge that he had, you know, coming up to the UFC? I don't know what to do with it.
Listen, I'm a fan of the old school fucking, you know, there being like terms and conditions to fights and shit like that. The old school kind of WWF mentality-esque shit. This is what I want to do with fucking Serkinov. I want him and OSP in a goddamn it loser leave town match. All right. If the fucking whoever loses that fight, I want them to have Bellator shorts packed right outside the fucking cage. As soon as you lose, do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Go straight to San Jose, California, and sign your ass up with Bellator.
Yeah, and fight 4 hours later for everybody else. It's some bullshit.
Yeah, sure, why not? You'll be the champ. Don't worry about it.
The other thing I wanted to mention on this card was Tim Elliott. Even though he didn't get to fight, I mean, he had the worst week possible, right?
Easily.
Not getting to fight, getting all this crap online, and then his head coach,
man.
Again, we've talked about it before, man. If you're depressed, you know, or you know somebody that suffers from depression, you know, just always give them a shoulder to talk to. You know, just talk it out with these people. Sometimes, I mean, you go around and hear the stories, and a lot of people said he was fine, he was happy, and that's a big sign too, man. When people have decided how they're gonna go and when they're gonna do it, sometimes they just have that relief of knowing that they're gonna do it, and they seem happy and everything. And you know, I think James Krause was saying that he usually always responds and goes to his fighters' fights, and he didn't show up to this fight to corner Tim Elliott. So that was a big sign for them, and that's when they started to get worried about him. But I mean, it's just a sad thing to lose a guy like Robert Paulus, you know, to depression like that.
Yeah, Robert Paulus is 48, and you know, it was ruled a suicide. And, you know, the details you guys can find online is pretty. It's some sad shit, you know, where they found him and how he did it. You know what I mean? But
such a bug. You know, in times like this, I'm very glad that I don't believe in God or the devil or an afterlife, because fuck, no matter how bad it gets, Jack, this is the only fucking trip you got. I'm riding this motherfucker till the wheels fall off.
Exactly, dude. But it's but just like this is just echoing basically what Jesse said. You never, you know, you never know when you talk to somebody, they could put a face on, they could be super happy all the time, and as soon as they're out of eye shot or earshot, they go back into this like hole and everything. Everyone you meet, everyone you talk to, is fighting a battle you know nothing about, and so you can't, you got to try and treat people the best as you can and as positive as possible. You know what I mean? Because you might save someone's life just by saying, "Hey, how's it going? How you feeling?" You know what I mean? Let's go grab a beer. What's up? It could be that simple. So, I guess as a PSA of sorts, and maybe as a tribute to Robert Follis, reach out to somebody today, every day. Just reach out to one person every day. You never know what that will do to somebody. So yeah, but that was super sad to see. But on to some happy stuff here. This is the thought that I had today. Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you guys like to say. I don't really care. Whatever denomination you're a part of, this weekend is one of the happiest weekends of the year, right? You get to hang out with family. Your kids might believe in Santa Claus. You get to watch your kids, open gifts. You might get some gifts, have some fun with the family and all that. Barbecue.
I'm getting fucking wasted.
Right? Hey. Christmas Day's a Monday. Christmas Eve's a Sunday. I am not going to work on Monday, so it's all good.
Right.
I'm having some fun. I'm having some fucking fun. So, what would be one, I guess, an MMA Christmas wish? If you could have one wish for Christmas that's MMA related, what would it be? So, let's start. I don't know who's ready because
I got mine.
All right, go for
it. Christmas wish. Okay, tomorrow. Fucking breaking news. The nose informs us that it was, in fact, a bad batch of cocaine. John Jones did not actually cheat. It was just laced with fucking turniball. Sounds very fishy, guys, but bigger and shit. John Jones has a cocaine problem, not a cheating problem. He will be back in late 2018.
You know what? That would be fucking interesting if that actually happens. Let's think about it. If that actually happens, the first time was the first time he popped. They said it was inadvertent, right? Dick pills, but he basically got off with a slap on the wrist.
Sure,
right? What are the chances that happens twice in a row?
Hey man, listen, you said a Christmas wish, Jack. I don't be real, but I'm just saying. It's impossible, damn near. But I heard that rumor floated, so
yeah.
Fucking Christmas wishes, and we get our Michael Jordan back.
Hey, we can always hope, and I'm with you on hoping that that's true. All right, Jesse, what's yours?
Ooh,
and real quick, anyone in the comments, you guys want to throw yours out? I'll read them out. I don't care. So, a Christmas wish, MMA related. So, anyone in the comments, go for it.
I guess my wish would be that we actually have no more injury bug, and we get number one contenders their title shots that they deserve. So that's a twofer for me.
So what would be like one number one contender that you would like to get the fair shake, right? Like instead of they said again GSP there was like a Michael Bisping that you'd get a number one contender of sorts. Like who's the number one? What fighter in all of MMA? You can be UFC if you want, but all MMA is getting like kind of fucked over as far as number one contender.
Honestly, I think Ben Askren. Ben Askren not being in the UFC and not being a top contender. And proving that he's the best 170er in the world, I think that's the shame of all shames. But even just in 185. Finally later in the year we're getting Robert Whittaker and what's his name, Rockhold, right?
Right.
That's really a great number one contender fight. It feels kind of like there was a pause to the 185 division while Bisping was holding the title, and now we might get back to business and actually seeing who the best 185er is. So. I just want more of that, more of those top contenders like a Chris Weidman getting in there, or a Jacare, or what else? People getting a shot at Conor finally to see if he is the best 155er in the world. Just none of these sidetracks anymore. No interims. Let's just get the real title and the title shot done.
Right. Okay. Let's see in the comments real quick. George Jimenez says, "I wish we got DJ versus TJ. So Demetrius Johnson versus TJ Dillashaw."
Very good fucking wish, Joey. For Christ's sakes, that's a good one.
What? You booed it? Why?
The fuck you booing for? That's one of the best fights that can be made right now. You're such a
okay. No. I just feel like if Cody had retained the title and we had more of a dominant streak, then yeah, go for it. because he cleaned out his division. Only one guy has cleared out his division. That's DJ. So I don't think that getting another guy that barely won the title, and it was in impressive fashion, but he's still got a lot of people in his division to kind of take care of before he starts looking for money fights / legacy fights. So I think TJ still needs to prove a little bit more to get that fight.
All right, well, fair enough. We'll see. I'm money talks. Let's throw some money at these guys and get that fight going. All right, and then Raider says the Ultimate Fighter or tournament for women's 145. Hey, if you can find them, let's do it. Why not?
Fun. I mean, look, Lord knows the fucking UFC needs it. The 145 division is fucking literally has like 2 participants.
Yeah, 145 division is Chris Cyborg and Holly Holm. They're fighting in next weekend. So,
Megan Anderson.
And Megan Anderson, who can't get a visa to come over here to fight. Or can't, or whatever. I don't know what the fuck her problem was. All right. Mine is going to be pretty simple. I wish for a healthy Cain Velasquez for just 2018. Let's see what he can do for 2018. Keep him fully healthy. Don't let him drop out any fights. Get him a title fight. Let's see what happens. Like end of the year, 2018 title fight. That's my wish for a healthy Cain Velasquez. I'm tired of the C-level Cain shit, this healthy Cain shit. Everyone thought he was gonna fight Stipe, and that didn't happen. Which honestly, not mad at that because Ngannou versus Stipe is fucking fire. But the questions are always gonna be there for Cain, right? Could he have been the best heavyweight of all time? I think he could have, if it wasn't for injuries. So that's my wish.
Damn, I didn't know we were asking for like miracles,
bruh. It's Chris's wish. Okay, why are you fucking with me right now? All right, that's it. It's not like I'm praying for it. Okay, I'm wishing. This is wishes, not prayers. Prayers, you never know. Anyway, all right. Anything else you guys want to throw out here before we head out?
No. What do we got? We got. What do you guys think about Ronda Cyborg? Ronda
Holly. Well, let's talk
Holly Cyborg.
Well, let's talk about that card a little bit here. Obviously, last event for the year for 2017 is UFC 219 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Headline: Chris Cyborg was Holly Holm. Co-main: Khabib Nurmagomedov with Edson Barbosa. And other highlights is Jimmy Rivera against Lineker, which is gonna be fucking fire. And Carlos Condit returns to fighting. So as far as the main event, dude, again, we have 2 people on that in that women's 145. Right? That tough would be great, but as far as this goes, we got 2 people, Megan Anderson on the sidelines. As far as this fight goes, I like Holly's chances.
Okay, that's what I say. Let's talk about it. Let's address the elephant in the room. I'm sure most people, including Vegas, probably assume that Cyborg is going to thunderstrike her. How much of a chance do we actually give Holly to win this fucking fight?
Jesse, what do you think?
I'm actually going to be in Vegas a couple days before this event, and I'm putting my money down on Holly. I think she's a smart bet. I think she's a 3-1 or 4-1 underdog in that fight last time I looked. So I want to try to cash in on that because you know what? It's Cyborg's aggressive style that gives me pause in this fight because that's when Holly Holm has shined the best, when it's somebody that's aggressive, pushing forward, and she's so good at counter punching, and just really her striking while she's moving back is amazing. So I think we're just going to get a firecracker of a fight here, but I'm not going to be like Chase Sherman and guarantee anything or I'm going to get punched in the face by Ngannou. So I hope none of you guys are thinking of doing that.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. What did he guarantee?
He said the Ponzinibbio and Mike Perry fight was going to end in a KO. And if it didn't, he would get punched straight in the face with his hands behind his back by Francis Ngannou.
All right, Chase, make sure that gets put on YouTube. What about you, Freddie? What chances did you get? Because I like Holly in this fight.
I mean, listen, man. I hope Holly wins. That's who I will be rooting for. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't love how timid Holly usually is in the striking with Cyborg. That gives me a lot of pause. It's one of these deals like this, man. I think that Holly has the physical tools to beat Cyborg. I think she's big enough. I think she hits hard enough, and I think she's technically good enough. Can she get out of her own head and let her strikes go? That's what I'm wondering about. If she can do that, she can fuck Cyborg up for sure. Will she do that? Or will she clam up and wait until Cyborg, over fucking powers her with strikes? I mean, I don't think she's going to one-hitter quitter her, but I could just see Cyborg swarming her up against the cage with this number, and then Holly kind of just and crumbling. I could also see a world in which fucking Holly gets on her bike and is throwing strikes and backpedaling. And that if Cyborg lets her fucking hands and feet go, she can. Or I'm sorry, Cyborg. If Holly lets her hands and feet go, she can win this fight. If she fights like she has fought some of her other fights, like she did against Shevchenko, if she waits, Cyborg will take her soul.
Yeah, and that's the bad part. That now Cyborg's gonna blitz her. That's her style. That's what she does. But there's a huge difference between Ronda Rousey blitzing you and Chris Cyborg blitzing you.
Absolutely,
way different. Okay, because
Absolutely.
I've been talking to people. People are like, people are saying shit like, oh, fucking, Ronda went at her and she ended up head kicking, getting a head kick KO. Yeah, Ronda's not a striker, never was. And if you saw shadow boxing, you would know that shit. But what up?
And listen, make no mistake about it. Cyborg has been beaten in a Muay Thai fight by a broad named, if I'm not mistaken, Joanne Barr.
Yeah.
But I'm not the biggest female Muay Thai fan in the world, but to the best of my knowledge, Joanne Barr is basically like fucking goddamn it, Gokhan Saki. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's an animal. And here's the point. Cyborg lost that fight, which was a strictly Muay Thai fight, but she was competitive. And Joanne Barr knocked the fuck out of Cyborg a few times. My point is, Cyborg has got a chin. So don't think that, just because she fucking thunderstruck Ronda and Ronda stiffened up, she might do that to Cyborg, and Cyborg with her steroid taking ass might fucking eat it like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never know. And YouTube comments, Dan from Oregon joining us. What up, man? And John Smith as well. John Smith says Holly had a boxing background. She will roll with the punches and move off the cage. And then the jab will be a must for Holly. I agree with that, honestly. The jab's gonna have to be there for Holly. Jab, and get the fuck out of Dodge.
No, but everybody talks about her boxing background. When has she really fucking utilized that shit? She wins with head kicks. What the fuck?
Yeah.
She never boxed nobody up. I mean, if we're being fucking honest, her boxing skills don't seem like they've really trained. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's clean, but everybody talks about her boxing past. She doesn't really fight like an ex-boxer.
But the thing is, Fred, you also have to think her transition from boxing to MMA has been pretty amazing, to where her striking is pretty brilliant. And, transitioning from one sport to another, especially a striking sport like this, it would be easy for her to just rely straight on the boxing and get taken down a lot and really just, suffer the consequences of a straight boxing type of plan. But as you see, she's done very, very well with her kicks, her punches, and everything. I think it's just more of what you guys said. It's her aggression. If she gets aggressive and pushes the pace a little bit more and her counter striking is there, I think we'll see a title change here. And I think it'll be an amazing fight if that's the Holly Holm we get.
Yeah.
Is it the Holly Holm we're going to get? Who knows?
Yeah, that's the question, right? Now, as far as like physical stats, I guess, go, they're the same height, and Holly has a 1-inch reach advantage. Now, whether that's gonna mean very much, we'll see. But that jack could definitely be there. Pia Rose, hi, what's up? She says, "Hey, I'm always in at the end. What channel is 80s Heel Hook Show? Oh, I'll hit you up later about the Heel Hook Show shit. That's a different channel. But yeah, fucking, I don't know, dude. With this fight, it's I like Holly's chance. That's all I'm saying. In fact, I'm gonna pick her to win. All right, we'll talk about.
I mean, make no mistake about it. This is definitely Cyborg's biggest test. So I'm super stoked about that. I've been bitching about Cyborg not having a legit test,
and she's got one now.
She's got one now. So if she does come out and knock Holly out and look super impressive, I'll finally shut the fuck up. I still think she's cheating too. Her and fucking RDA. I think they're the same goddamn doctor. But for the time being, until one of them pisses hot, if she comes out and knocks Holly out, I'll stop giving her shit about fighting tomato cans.
All right. So then, co-main event, Khabib Nurmagomedov against Edson Barbosa. A lot of people are giving Edson Barbosa a chance in this one. I am as well. Plus, we don't even know if Khabib's going to show the fuck up in this one. But should winner be considered the number one contender?
Yes.
Is that a real question?
No, I'm serious. Like, because a lot of people are. Now, is it more if Khabib wins or if Edson wins, or is it equal to you?
It's equal, I think. I don't know what I might say, but I think both of them really do deserve that opportunity to be the number one. Especially Khabib. I mean, Khabib is now taken time off and come back. This is going to be the second time or third time that he's done this. So if he's able to impressively beat a striker like Barbosa, I mean, yeah, like we definitely need to see him in there for a title fight. I mean, let's just get this over with, right? And book this Khabib and El Kukui for the fourth or fifth time or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, at the end of the day, and conversely, if Barboza wins, then he's the guy that finally beat Khabib.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, whoever comes out of this dogfight alive definitely deserves. Listen, man, right now at lightweight, I know a lot of people can look at the division and go, it's a big clusterfuck, yada, yada, yada. Not really. There's two fights to make. One of them happens in a couple weekends from now.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Tony Connor. Boom, boom. Winners fight each other. Lightweight division problem solved. It's great. Like, it really isn't that complicated. They got one fight happening. They need to line up fucking Connor and Tony. Winners fight each other. We're gravy.
There you go. All right. Other fights on the card, like I said before, Jimmy Rivera against John Lineker, which is a huge fight for 135. Cinta Cavillo. Yeah. Cinta Cavillo against Carlos Barza at 115, women's 115. And then Carlos Condit returns against Neil Magny. And then, of course, Roundtree is on this card. Miles Jerry's still in the UFC. Fucking Lou Smokes in UFC. Wow.
Yeah, this is his last. This is his do or die fight. But who's Khalil Roundtree fighting? Because wasn't he gonna fight Gokhan Saki and then Saki hurt himself?
He's fighting a guy who looks like he's not in any shape whatsoever. His nickname is Lord. His first name is Mikhail or Michael, and his last name's Ola. Holy fucking shit! I can't say your last name. So he's a Polish dude. So it's a who fucking knows. Who was he supposed to fight?
Gokhan Saki.
Oh yeah. I was bummed out when I heard about that. But what are you gonna do?
Am I the only one that's a little bummed by Carlos Condit's return opponent?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's a
no Magny. But do I feel like this fight should be? I feel like I should be more excited for Carlos's return, and I think it's because he's fighting Neil Magny. And I know I'm kind of being a cunt, to be honest with you, because Neil Magny's not really a boring fighter. That should still be pretty fun. I almost just feel like I wanted a bigger name or something. Yeah. I don't know. Something about that fight. Like I keep forgetting that Carlos Condit is returning. That's kind of a big deal. Why am I not really, really pumped for this? And I want to blame it on Neil. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. And I think what we have to understand is that I think Neil Magny has now turned into the gatekeeper at that division. I mean, once RDA beat Neil Magny, everybody's like, oh my God, he is the guy at 170. And so now they're giving them better competition. So I think if Carlos Condit can get past this test, then we definitely have a prime Carlos Condit back. But if he can't get past this test, I mean, that says a lot for the downfall of Carlos Condit.
I think he's just tired. He's got a coffee spot to manage anyway. Another fight on here that's actually kind of exciting. Dan Hooker against Mark Diakise. I always forget how to say his last name. Diakise, thank you. But that's a fun fight as well. So definitely one that if I were you, to the viewers, if I were you, I would get together with my friends and buy it. I wouldn't buy this one by itself. I'd wait for 220 to do that. But yeah. So UFC 219 next weekend. It's December 30th, right before New Year's. So you get to have some fun. To start off the year, the UFC is going to kick off with 3 events in January. That's UFC Fight Night Stevens versus Choi. I think that was made official today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
There yesterday. Jeremy Stevens against Juho Choi. Sunday, January 14th from St. Louis. Sunday, there you go. From St. Louis, Missouri on FS1. Then we got UFC 220 on January 20th. From Boston, that's just a few, the next weekend later. Obviously Miocic against Ngannou for the heavyweight title, and I believe that's the one that Cormier and No Time are going to be on as well as a co-main. Cormier against no time. And then January 27th is the next weekend over. Charlotte, North Carolina gets UFC on Fox. Jacare versus Brunson. So three pretty solid main events to start off 2018. So all right, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be back next week, hopefully, to do Keep It Warriors as well, but also like a more detailed preview, I guess, of UFC 219. And we'll do our little end of the year show probably after 219. Whether it's on here, probably a little one on here, but I believe we've been talking to Jeremiah about a couple things. So just watch the Twitters; they'll be out there. Anything else before we head out? What up?
Yeah, just quickly, I was just on Twitter right before we got on to doing the show, and I seen something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's some wild show in Japan, and I think that Bob Sapp is going to fight a grizzly bear.
Okay, hold on. Show's not over.
He's going to go into a cage with a grizzly bear with meat tied to him. I seen a picture. What's the prick's name on Twitter? The Hitman, Garboza Hitman, or whatever the fuck. He tweeted out something. It's some kind of Japanese show. But apparently, there's a little bit of smoke to it. Like he might actually fight a grizzly bear.
Keep in mind, this is look. No, fuck it. This is from BJPen.com. This is where this is from. Okay. Here's the thing. It's a video, but it says Bob Sapp may be fighting a bear on New Year's Eve. Bob Sapp, bruh.
The Japanese do like to do it big for New Year's Eve. I tell you, listen, I will watch.
Oh my God! Was looking up. This is from at Grabaka _Hitman Kaposa. He says, "Well, was looking up Kyokin 2017 and discovered that Bob Sapp is going against a wild bear on New Year's Eve in Japan. No details on the competition. Someone please explain." I don't know what to say.
Yo, listen. Shout out to Bob Sapp.
Yeah, man.
Finding a way to stay relevant throughout all of time and probably become a multi-millionaire over there scaring those little Japanese folks. Shout out to Bob Sapp for doing this thing.
He knows exactly where his fan base is. Japan, because he's a gigantic black dude, and they just love him over there.
Yep.
So if you're an MMA fan, New Year's Eve is probably one of your best times because not only do we get that UFC pay-per-view, but we also get Risen. That's having that tournament with Uncle Creepy on there. So there's some good stuff, some good MMA over that New Year's Eve weekend. So check that out, guys.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of MMA going on that weekend, and we'll talk about it on the next show here. As far as us tonight, though, it's going to be it. From myself, Fred Kirby, just and everybody on the team, we wish you guys a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, or whatever you celebrate this weekend. And if you're not celebrating anything, motherfucker, go out and get drunk or have some fun. Don't drive. Don't fucking Uber's there for a reason. All right? Don't get fucking crazy.
Or call a friend.
Have some fun. Yeah, call a friend. But for real though, if meet up with some friends, have a few drinks, have some nice dinner, share some times. As far as us goes, we appreciate all you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in and tweeting out the shows and retweeting our shit, even when it's bullshit. And hanging out with us. So you can follow. You see all the Twitters are down here. They've been on the whole show. So just follow those shits. Go to repthewarriors.com. Get yourself some gear. Helps us out. It helps us keep the lights on, as I like to call it. And spicespros.com. Get yourself some good shit from there, especially if you're cooking for New Year's. Order yourself some grilling stuff. So shout out to John Smith. UC, what up?
And don't forget Fred's podcast on SoundCloud.
Yes. Do not fucking miss Gem City Jesus podcast. Motherfuckers are funny shit.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I appreciate that. Listen, Eddie, we got to do the iTunes thing. At some point, we got to get on iTunes and broaden the scope.
All right, I got some time tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna hit that up. I got it on the schedule. Promise.
All right,
we'll get on that. And I'll hit you up on DMs and let you know what's up. All right. So again, Priya Rose, Raider, UC, appreciate you guys tuning in. John Smith and Priya always shows up at the end. Man, that kind of sucks. But what are you gonna do? Uncle Hank's drinking buddy Gary Coaston was on here earlier. Like I said, Raider was on here. Joey Tremendous was on here. What up?
No, for Raider, just to put it out there, Brenda is sending out your package in the next couple days. She's been busy with this whole holiday thing, so you will be she'll be sending out your package. So don't worry, it's not lost. It'll get there.
Merry Christmas.
Speaking of Raider, while we're sending out the shout out, special shout out to Raider for always fucking being supportive. She sent out a fucking tweet today telling people to go check out my shit, our shit, Jeremiah's shit. She's always been super supportive. Big fucking shout out to Raider. Thank God she won that shit. She deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Super fucking big fan of the show.
100%. And then Dan from Morgan also tune in. Appreciate you, man. All right. So again, you guys have been fucking awesome this year. We're gonna talk. We'll do a show next week. Don't worry. We'll be talking, breaking down 219, and then we'll do some kind of end of the year, best of whatever the fuck's next, the week after. But for this weekend, be safe, be cool, have some fun, and we'll catch you guys next week. So again, good night, good evening, good day, good morning, wherever the fuck you're at, and catch you guys later. And good night, Wilshire.